Hi, and welcome to another episode of Fixing Shit Around the Shop. This time it's my super duper Chinese laser cutter that's sort of busted. Let me show you exactly what's happening. So let's turn on the unit. Ouch! Ouch! Yeah, so this axis works. The other axis looks like is in real pain. It's struggling to struggling to move, and it could be one of two things. The noise is definitely the telltale sign of a motor phase gone wrong, missing that is, and we've got a couple drivers in there for the X and the Y, and this is that's the X-axis motor right there. It's a little NEMA 17 jobby, and it's the same thing for the Y-axis, which is down in there somewhere. It's kind of impossible to access, so we'll see. First I have to identify which driver is which. So I'll just unplug power from those drives until I find the drive that's driving the Y-axis motor. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to replace the motor. Hopefully, I got a ton of these motors. I got like a million and a half of NEMA 17 motors. So if that's the case, it's an easy fix. If it's the drive, shit, we're gonna have to take it apart. I don't want to replace the drive. I do have drives for sort of, but they're not the same form factor, so I would have a hard time mounting them over there. So let me get some access. Let me see which motor drive it is. I can try. An easy test to do would be to swap out the motor drives, the steppers, and try jogging the laser. See if it works with the other drive. If it doesn't, then it's clearly the motor. If swapping them over means the Y is working and the X is not working, then yeah, it's going to be the drive. It's going to be a bit of a bitch because this thing weighs like 200 kilos and it's kind of a bitch to move. It's on casters, but still it sucks. Anyway, alright, so I've swapped out the motor power from one drive to the other, and now left right is ouchie, but yeah, the X-axis is still fine. So clearly we've got a busted motor on the Y-axis. I'm gonna have to take that down and replace it. Yeah, most of the job is just getting access to it. You gotta bring the whole laser in front, try to access it through the back, through the laser tube compartment. Alright, so we're in the back of the laser, and the motor is just underneath here. And oh, beautiful, the mount is kind of loose as well, so we'll have to fix that too. Not gonna be able to film this because it's pretty cramped in here, but I'll take it off and we can then measure the phases on the stepper and see if they were burnt out or not. By the way, in order to be able to get the belt off the motor, you can loosen these, and this whole mounting plate can slide back and forth, and then when you put it back in, you gotta tension the belt back up. Well, yeah, and also make sure it sort of, you get it, try to get it towards the middle of the pulley. Right now it's sort of at the edge. Maybe it's a good idea to center it as well as possible. This other belt here is also not very well aligned. I would like to get that more towards the middle. So, yeah, I'll try to do that as well. Alright, I'm gonna continue disassembling this. And we're back on the healing bench. Let's see what we've got here. So let's just strip these insulation off these. And we can measure it. I mean, it's NEMA 17 size for driving what is the heaviest axis of the laser. Seems like, well, optimistic engineering. But you know, these NEMA 17 motors are cheap as dirt, so I can understand the decision. It's called a stepping motor, Type 17 HD 478H26A, and it's got an actual kind of brand here. It's called Smooth. Yeah. Okay. Smooth. Let's see. Let's see what we're reading. 2.5 ohms, that's fine. And 2.5 ohms, the 2.6 ohms, that is fine again. So, what's going on with this little puppy? Why isn't it turning? You know? Makes you wonder. Is it actually broken, or is it just not able to deal with the load? It might just be seized enough on the inside, although it doesn't feel like it's seized. Of course, I don't have the lateral load that the belt was applying. I don't know, I'm just gonna try putting in a new motor in the laser just for a quick second, see if powered it on and see if it turns the motor just outside of the enclosure. It doesn't have to be in there. And I can also try testing this one again outside the enclosure, see if it works. All right. Step whatever of troubleshooting. I've put in a new motor, hooked it up, and I try to turn it on. Same thing. It's not moving. So the other thing that could go wrong is if we look at the connections here. See that? I can't see that. I'm pulling on one of the motor phases, and what do you know? It's connected to this relay. This safety relay. It's for turning on and off all the motors when you press the e-stop. So I'm thinking one of these contacts is not closing properly. I mean, it doesn't look particularly busted, but we can test this out on the bench. And if that's the case, then we're gonna just have to grab a new relay, or just hardwire it and fuck safety. All right. So apparently it's an Omron relay. Coils at 24 volts. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are common, and then you've got the normally opens and the normally closed on the other rows, and your coil contacts are over here. So let's just buzz the normally closed with the commons. Oh, fail. So yeah, contact 3 is always, oh, it's busted on both sides. Yeah, there's really no connection to either the normally open or the normally closed. So normally closed, 1, 2 is fine, 4 is fine, but 3 is not, and that is definitely enough to ruin our day. So the question is, wow, you can see it. Check it out. Look at the discoloration here. Something went wrong with that little contact. Huh. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. I'm surprised that an Omron switch would fail like this. But this is most likely Chinese B stock Omron. C stock. What's after C? See if we can open this just for shits and giggles. There we go. It's all open. Contact works there. And our busted contact is this one. You can sort of make out that it's oxidized in there. See? You could probably clean this. Let me take a look under the microscope, see if I can. So we've got the contacts over here, and that's our sick one. Look at that thing, doesn't have any gold plating on it. It's like completely evaporated. Huh. You wouldn't think just breaking, I mean, I did use the E-stop a few times, but you wouldn't think you know, such a small load like a little NEMA 17 would do it. Yeah. Still not gonna work. I can try using some contact cleaner on that, brushing it a little bit, putting it in the ultrasonic. I'll try that, see if that helps. I don't look forward to hot wiring all the, well, I could just do that one contact, but then when I press the E-stop it won't turn off my Y motor, so because I don't really have one of these relays on hand. Oh boy. Yeah, so that contact is definitely not doing it. I think this explains some past behavior, because when it was really cold out in the shop the first time I turned on the laser, sometimes it would jitter like the motor was struggling, like it was losing steps and stuff. And I think it was just this contact not being 100% from the beginning. So it was a shitty contact to begin with, and the more you use it, the more it oxidized the contact, right? The more you would, if it's an imperfect contact, then while you're using the laser, while current is flowing through here, it would continually erode the little contact puck, right? So eventually it just gave out completely, and there's like a measurable gap in between the contact points in there. So yeah, this is kind of sucky. It just goes to confirm that, you know, this is definitely fake Omron or B stock Omron, C stock, D stock. All right, so this is actually not a safety relay. This actually switches between what they call here plain and rotary. So this simply swaps between two stepper motors. In our case, this y-axis and something that's not installed yet, which would be the rotary attachment stepper. We don't have a rotary table. So in a rotary table, you would have your y-axis would be your rotation, and your x-axis would be, again, just a linear stage moving along, like when you're engraving a bottle or something like that. So it's fine if we just hardwire this into the planar plane configuration. It's kind of odd because it's got an on and off switch here, but you know. So yeah, we'll hardwire this into its existing configuration, and whenever I decide to add a rotary table to this, I can add it easily. All right, time to bodge this together and then reassemble, I guess. Here's another fun surprise. This bracket is the screws are tightened all the way. All right, and this is how loose the bracket is. So I'm gonna go ahead and find some shorter M3s or put some washers in there because this is just nah. Man, how do you do this and think, yeah, she'll be right? Alright, so I just decided to extend the leads and have them plug in straight to the drive instead of messing with that relay. Should be good enough. Well, what do you think? Yeah, success. Don't you love it when simple things break? I don't. Well, thanks for watching. See you next time.